I want you to try something. Look at this image and tell me what you think this is. Not what it looks like, what it actually is. Because almost everyone gets this wrong the first time. Now take a closer look, because this is not edited, this is not CGI, this is an actual real place on Earth. In the middle of the Pacific Ocean, there is an island that looks completely black, like a dark void sitting inside bright blue water. And the strangest part is that there is no texture, no visible detail, nothing at all. At first, it feels like this has to be some kind of error. Maybe the satellite failed to capture the image properly. Maybe it is just a glitch in the map. But the more you look at it, the harder it becomes to accept that explanation. Because this is not a one-time image. This place keeps appearing exactly the same way. No matter how many times you check it, from different angles or different sources, the island still looks like a perfect dark patch, almost like something is missing from reality itself. And that is where things start to feel uncomfortable, because even the densest forests on Earth do not look like this. They always show some kind of variation. You would normally see lighter and darker greens, uneven textures, maybe even small clearings. But here, there is absolutely nothing. Just a solid black shape sitting in the ocean. It almost looks like the island is absorbing light instead of reflecting it. And that is not something you expect to see in nature. So instead of guessing, let's actually understand what this place is. This island is called Vostok Island, and it is one of the most remote places on Earth. It lies deep in the Pacific Ocean, thousands of kilometers away from major civilization. No cities, no tourists, no human activity at all. Just a tiny piece of land surrounded by endless water. The island itself is surprisingly small. It covers only about 24 hectares, which means you could walk across it in a matter of minutes. But what makes it truly unique is what covers it entirely. The entire island is dominated by a dense forest, and not just any forest, but one that behaves very differently from what you would expect. These are Pisonia trees, and they grow extremely tall and extremely close to each other. Their branches and leaves form a thick canopy that blocks almost all sunlight from reaching the ground. As a result, nothing else grows underneath them. No grass, no bushes, no smaller plants, just darkness beneath the trees. At this point, it might sound like a normal, dense forest, but this is where things take a strange turn. These trees produce long, sticky seed pods, and when we say sticky, we mean extremely sticky, almost like natural glue. Anything that touches these seeds gets stuck instantly. And this becomes a serious problem because the island is also home to thousands of seabirds. Birds come here thinking it is a safe place, a quiet island, far away from predators, a perfect place to rest and nest. But as they land on these trees, the seeds begin to attach to their feathers. At first, it might not seem like a big deal, but slowly, more and more seeds stick to them. And over time, their wings become heavier, their movement becomes restricted. Eventually, they reach a point where they can no longer fly. And once that happens, there is no escape. The bird remains stuck, unable to leave the island. It cannot find enough food or water, and slowly, it dies. Over time, explorers have found something disturbing beneath these trees. The ground is scattered with bones, remains of birds that never made it out. Not because something hunted them, but because they got trapped. It turns the island into something like a silent graveyard. What makes this even more unsettling is that the trees are not trying to kill anything. This is just an unintended consequence of evolution. The seeds are designed to spread by attaching to birds. But instead of traveling, they sometimes end up trapping them. It is a system that works, but not perfectly. Even after knowing all this, one question still remains. Why does the island look completely black from above? Because a forest, no matter how dense, should still reflect some light. It should show at least some detail. But this place still looks like a void. To understand that, you have to look at how incredibly dense this canopy really is. The leaves are packed so tightly that very little light can bounce back. On top of that, the color of the foliage is extremely dark green. From a distance, especially from satellites, it absorbs most of the visible light. When you combine the viewing angle with the bright blue ocean around it, the contrast becomes extreme. The ocean reflects light and looks vibrant, while the island absorbs it, appearing almost completely black. This is why it looks like a black hole on maps, not because it's unnatural, but because it creates a visual illusion our brains aren't used to seeing. It breaks the patterns we expect from landscapes, and that's what makes it feel so strange. But the story of this island does not end there, because what lies beneath the water around it is completely different. While the island above feels dark and lifeless, the ocean around it is full of life. In fact, it is one of the healthiest marine ecosystems on Earth. The coral reefs here are almost untouched. Scientists have recorded extremely high coral coverage in this region. Hundreds of species of fish move through these waters in large schools. Sharks patrol the area, maintaining balance in the ecosystem. You can even find rare and massive marine species living here. Everything exists in a kind of natural harmony that is becoming rare in today's world. And what is even more surprising is how resilient this ecosystem is. Even during global events that damaged reefs elsewhere, this place remains strong. And the reason for that is simple: isolation. This island is so remote that human impact has been almost non-existent. No pollution, no overfishing, no large-scale destruction. Because of this, the surrounding area has been protected to preserve its natural state. So when you look at Vostok Island as a whole, it becomes something very unusual. Above the surface, it feels dark, quiet, and even unsettling. Below the surface, it is vibrant, alive, and almost perfect. It is both a graveyard and a paradise at the same time. And maybe that is what makes this place so fascinating. Not because it is hiding something mysterious, but because it challenges the way we see the world. It shows us that nature can create things that feel impossible. And sometimes, the strangest things are completely real.